Hi, my name is Natalie Coombs, and I'm the Executive Director of Enrollment Services at Brooklyn College. I'm happy to be here today to talk about the services we offer, but to also introduce you to our amazing staff members. We have representatives from the offices of the Registrar and Transfer Evaluations. Today, we're going to discuss those frequently asked questions we get from students, everything ranging from registration, ePermits, transcripts, graduation, and of course, transfer evaluations. Remember, just because we're not on campus doesn't mean we don't hear your questions. We're here, and we're hoping to answer some of those today. So let me start by just introducing our panelists. First, from the Office of the Registrar, we have Julie. Julie, please introduce yourself when you're all here at the college.
Hi, I'm Julie Hegner. I'm the Assistant Registrar in charge of degree audit and readmissions.
Hi, Julie. And of course, we have Melody.
Hi, I'm Melody, and I am Assistant Registrar in charge of Scheduling and Transcripts Division.
And Amethyst.
Hello, my name is Amethyst, and I'm the Assistant Registrar in charge of ePermits and the front.
And from the Office of Transfer Evaluations and Testing, we have Monica.
Hi, I'm Monica Rivera. I'm the Director of Testing and Transfer Evaluations.
Great. So we're just going to jump right into these questions. So we're going to start with graduation. Graduation is right around the corner, and we're getting a lot of questions about diplomas. Julie, what can you tell us about diplomas?
Sure. I know everybody is really nervous about diplomas right now. It's not just the class of spring 2020, it's the class of fall 2020, when many of you didn't have a chance to pick up your diplomas. We feel horrible about this, but right now there's no way that we can be on campus and safely distributing them to you like we would normally do in the Enrollment Services Center. They are safe and sound. They are going to be there until we get back on campus, and once we are back on campus and have a way to distribute them, we will let you know via email. Don't worry about the 1-year time limit to pick up your diploma. We're going to push that back as well. We don't want anybody to panic. We have been getting a lot of requests about duplicate diplomas, and unfortunately we can't do that right now. That is something we cannot do remotely from our houses. So we're asking that you hold off on those requests until the campus starts to open up some more.
Another question we get from students is, when will my record be audited for graduation?
That is a question that we get even in years where there aren't pandemics. So the answer to that is, it depends. I know that's an answer nobody wants to hear, but we do it in the order that you filed. So we have to get through the spring candidates for graduation before we can move on to the summer candidates, and the summer candidates before we can move on to the fall candidates. We do them in the order that you filed. So if you filed earlier, as opposed to right before the deadline, you are going to get an audit earlier, get that via email. If you have questions about your degree requirements beforehand, you can talk to an advisor over in CAS or in your department.
Great. So what if I'm one of those students that missed the deadline? I missed the February 15th or the March 15th deadline. What do I do?
There was so much chaos that we totally understand this, because March 15th was right around when the college started shutting down and New York State started going on pause. So if you've missed the deadline and you haven't done already, you file for the next graduation date, which at this point is fall 2020, and then you email degreeaudit@brooklyn.cuny.edu. Don't worry, that email address is going to be in the description at the bottom if you scroll down. So if you missed it, no problem. You're going to let us know that you think you should be graduating in a different semester. If you file for fall and you think you should be graduating for spring, or if you think you should be graduating in the summer, we'll let your auditor know. Your auditor will take a look at your record, and they will let you know if it is possible for you to be moved to the earlier graduation date. Can't make any guarantees, but chances are good that we can do it for you.
That's great. So students should reach out in those cases.
Definitely.
Okay. So another question we get is, I'm currently a spring 2020 candidate for graduation, and I want to postpone my graduation date. What are my options?
Yeah, we get a lot of that, especially this year, because I know students are a little bit anxious about the job situation once they graduate. Unfortunately, we have to graduate you when you've met your degree requirements. This is normally a great thing. You're graduating, you've finished everything. So we can't move you to summer or fall if you're meeting your requirements in the spring. If you do want to take courses non-degree, like if you're going to grad school and you need some prerequisites, then you can always fill out the, I always get this wrong because I'm reading it, the post-graduation request to continue enrollment form. It can be found on BC WebCentral under the e-services tab. And once you fill out that form, it's a fillable PDF. You email it to registrar@brooklyn.cuny.edu. Again, that email address is going to be in the description below.
Great. And I have one last question for you about graduation, Julie. I'm failing my course and can't register to retake it in the upcoming semester because I filed for graduation. What do I do?
This is a new situation that we're getting. I know a lot of people are struggling with the online courses, and it isn't exactly what they were expecting. So we just came up with a solution for that this week. And what we're asking for you to do is have your professor email registrar@brooklyn.cuny.edu to inform us that you're failing the course and should not be considered for graduation. What they're going to have to put in that email is your name, your EMPL ID, and the course number, so that we can research it and act appropriately. So we'll investigate the request and we'll let you know when it's resolved via the email address that you have on file in CUNY first. That's important, so that's where we're going to be checking. So make sure it's your email address in CUNY first. Also, I did forget to mention class of fall 19. I know that you were worried about getting, since you can't get those diplomas, you can get proof that you've graduated by ordering a transcript. So what you would do for that is go to the college website, www.brooklyn.cuny.edu, hit alumni and friends right at the top. It's one of those yellow blurbs right at the top. And then it's going to have a spot for transcripts right there. And you can order them online, and they send them online.
Thank you, Julie. Okay, so we're just going to move on to registration. We're in the middle of registering for the summer and fall semesters. And I know as students are registering for classes, sometimes they come across errors. So Amethyst, can you tell us, if a student gets an error message when they're enrolling for a course, what should they do?
Okay, so the contact person for enrollment error messages may vary. The best thing for you to do is to send an email to registrar@brooklyn.cuny.edu. That'll be in the description box below, and send us a screenshot of the error message so that we can research it. So I just wanted to give a quick example. If you were to receive an error message that says requisites are not met, then that means CUNY First is not recognizing the prerequisites, not recognizing you as satisfying the prerequisites for the class. And again, the best thing you can do is to just email us at registrar@brooklyn.cuny.edu, and we'll research it for you.
Okay, thank you. And I see that sometimes students will come across an error message that the course is closed, so they're attempting to register for a closed course. And a lot of them just want to know what their options are. We have this great feature called a waitlist, but can you tell us and tell students what the waitlist is?
No problem. So the waitlist is a feature for course registration in CUNY First. If a class is filled up, you can add yourself to the waitlist in CUNY First. And then you don't have to keep checking back to see if the class is opened up, because the system will automatically enroll you into the course.
All right. And how do students know if a class has a waitlist?
Well, the first thing you should do is make sure that when you do your class search, the show only open classes box is not checked. After that, the waitlisted classes will have a yellow triangle next to it on the right-hand side, and you would select that course and add it to your shopping cart.
Right. And how do students get onto a waitlist?
It's a lot like normal registration. So when you add the class to your shopping cart, make sure you check the box that says waitlist if class is full, and then you would just enroll yourself onto the waitlist from there.
Thank you. So another area we get a lot of frequently asked questions is transcripts. Melody, this is for you. Tell us, how can a student order a transcript?
Okay, so kind of like how Julie said, you would go to www.brooklyn.cuny.edu, click on the Alumni and Friends tab, and then click on Transcripts to find the link.
Okay, great. And who should students contact if they need assistance with transcript issues?
Right now, emails are being answered by our staff on the transcript mailbox, which is transcript@brooklyn.cuny.edu, which will also be down below.
Great. And let's just say that a student attended Brooklyn College in 1990, so it's been a while. How can they order the transcript?
Unfortunately, during these times while the campus is closed, we are unable to process any transcripts for students who attended the college prior to 2003.
Okay. And how can they print out an unofficial transcript, especially for those students that can't get access to an official transcript? What is the process for ordering an unofficial transcript?
For an unofficial transcript, you would log into your CUNY First Student Center. In the academics section, you would click the My Academics hyperlink. From there, you would click View My Transcript, input Brooklyn College and Student Unofficial Transcript in the drop-down menus. From there, you would click View the Report, and then you would view the most recently requested report and print it from there.
Great. Thank you so much, Melody. So, ePermits, and thank God we have an ePermit expert on the line right now. So, Amethyst, tell us, how does a student apply for an ePermit?
So a student can request an ePermit through their CUNY First account. First, you would log into your CUNY First account, go to your Student Center. Then in your Student Center, you would click on the drop-down menu for the Academics tab, and then you'll see the option for ePermit. If you know the BC course that you want credit for, you would select Add ePermit with equivalent course. If you don't know what Brooklyn College course would be, you would just click the Add ePermit option. And if you want to check on the status of an existing ePermit request, you would click Search ePermit with the term.
It's helpful. So let's say I'm a first semester transfer student or a first semester graduate student who would like to take an ePermit for summer and or fall 2020 semester, but the ePermit system won't allow me to do so. Can I still ePermit?
So if you don't have a Brooklyn College GPA, you'll be unable to request an ePermit yourself through the system. So instead, you can email ePermit@brooklyn.cuny.edu, and that email will be in the description box below. And we will tell you what information you need to send to us, and then an ePermit staff member will be able to create your request for you.
Right. And what if I applied, but my ePermit was denied? What are my options?
So if your ePermit request was denied, there will be a justification underneath the request to explain why it was denied. Once again, you can check the status of your ePermit and find the note in your Student Center by going to the Academics tab, clicking the drop-down menu, clicking ePermit, and then selecting Search ePermit Request. Some common reasons as to why ePermits are denied include not satisfying the Brooklyn College prerequisites, having a hold on your account that will prevent registration, or approving the ePermit will put you above the term limit. So there's a link with the guidelines and the eligibility criteria for ePermits down in the description box below.
Great, thank you. So Julie, we have the credit, no credit policy this semester in response to COVID-19, but a lot of students have been mixing that up with our PassFail policy. Can you please tell us what the difference is between those?
Sure. I know that there's a lot of confusion about this because we've seen a lot of students reaching out to us with thinking that credit, no credit is pass-fail or vice versa. The pass-fail elective is really a lot more limited. It's for a normal semester. It would be requested at the start of the semester before grades come in on BC WebCentral. And it only applies to your elective, so you can't use it for pathways or your major or your minor. The credit, no credit option, the flexible grading that CUNY is offering this semester in response to COVID-19 can be used for any of your credit-bearing courses, including pathways, electives, major, minor, concentration, and credit, no credit courses are not calculated into your GPA. So it doesn't matter if you get credit for it or not, it's not going to count towards your GPA.
Right. Students are inquiring about how they could opt in for credit, no credit.
Mm-hmm. We're just learning about this ourselves. They're going to be able to opt in after the grades are posted to CUNY First. We're going to have an update on the website as soon as we've got solid language on how you're going to opt into it, but you're going to be able to do it through your CUNY First account. So just the same as you would do almost anything else at this point. You're going to have until June 25th to opt into credit, no credit. So from the time your grade is posted till June 25th, you can opt in.
Great. And we're actually hoping to get those instructions today. So hopefully we could just add it to the description box by the time we look it up. Hey, so who should students contact if they still have questions about credit, no credit?
Sure. It's really important that you speak to an advisor to figure out how this is going to impact you, particularly for pre-health, pre-business, but also you can speak to your CAS advisor or your departmental advisor, because you want to go into it with a really informed opinion on how it's going to help you. But if you have any questions after that, we have an email account. It is flexgrades, F-L-E-X, grades at brooklyn.cuny.edu. And you guessed it, it's going to be in the description.
Right. So we're also getting questions about majors. A lot of students are asking about the fact that they declare their major, but then they received an email saying that they have to contact the department. Why would this be the case?
Yeah, this is a question even for non-pandemic years. Some departments have requirements that have to be met before you can go into that major. If you're in music, they want to hear you audition. Theater, the same. Art, some of the sciences also want to meet with you before you can go into them. So it's just in your best interest and theirs. And what you do when you get that email, let's see, you should contact the department, of course, but you can also reach out to them via email in order to contact an advisor for this approval. There's a directory on the Brooklyn College website. I'm not sure if you've ever used it, but everybody on campus can be found there. And we will have a link to that in the description.
Great. All right, so transfer evaluations, Monica. So we have one of frequently asked questions. If I enter the college in spring 2020, and I think I missed the deadline to have my spring 2020 courses evaluated, what do I do?
Hi. So we have a lot of students actually asking us the same question. And the answer is that even though the deadline has passed, we continue to work on records. And so you don't have to worry about it. We are going to continue to work with the academic department evaluators to finalize your record and get BC equivalencies on. And that will happen throughout the summer, even though the deadline was in April.
Right. Another question we get is, how do I find out if my transfer credits have been evaluated and if there is anything that is needed?
Good question. Although we're working remotely, each time that one of our transfer specialists works on a record, they send an email to the student. The notice tells you if something has changed, if we've updated the record, but it could also tell you if we've completed the evaluation or if we need additional information. But if you don't get one of these and you want to find out now, you can always email us at our email box. And we have put in the description box below our email. It is tcevaluations@brooklyn.cuny.edu.
Okay. And let's say I received a notice that Brooklyn College needs an updated transcript of my current grades or degree notation. How can I get that to you?
Our office is offering two options. One is that you could take a photograph of the material, either a transcript or the diploma, and you could send that via email to our email box. Or you can upload the document directly into CUNY First. Instruction video link is listed below in the description box, and that'll help you figure out how to upload the document. You still need to notify us by email as to when you updated the document so that we can then go in and quickly update the record based on that documentation.
That sounds like a great and convenient feature. So let's say I contacted the academic department to review a course that was previously not evaluated or evaluated as another course, and I wanted them to review it again and they agreed. What's the next step?
So students who wish to have a reevaluation have to go onto our website and pull a reevaluation form. The link is in the description box below. You can then fill out the form, send it to the academic department with whatever additional documentation you have for the course, syllabus, or a different course description. And then if the department evaluator agrees, they'll send us all that paperwork back with their approval and the new BC equivalency. Once we get that, we'll update your record and notification that's been done.
Great, thanks, Monica. So that's the conclusion of our session today. I hope that this was helpful. As I mentioned before, even though we're not on campus, we're still here for you. If you have questions, you can reach out. There was a lot of helpful information that we're going to place in the description box. Please check it out. We'll also have a lot of helpful tips and contact information. And we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.